Many of us Halo fans probably saw this trailer the other day showcasing an armor set with a really interesting weapon that we've never really seen that kind of weapon profile before. A lot of people in the comments of this video suspected it was some form of a carbine or a needle rifle. Many people suspected it was this unused carbine that's been found in the Halo Infinite files, but looking at the profile and the structure of this weapon, it doesn't really seem to line up exactly to what we're seeing right here in this trailer. But the recent reveal on Halo's channel showcases that this weapon is probably what you think it is, because this trailer was just revealed on the Halo channel, showcasing the weapon in up close angles. You can kind of see some similarities to what we've seen previously from weapons that look very similar, especially from this angle. I think all but confirms that yes, this is the carbine, the classic carbine, well, and way classic, returning to Halo Infinite. What really confirmed it for me was the sight up here. Of course, it's very different from what we've seen traditionally from the carbine. I mean, just looking at all the comments here, you see everyone saying carbine, carbine, oh my god, it's the carbine. And of course, it was found within the API files from grunt.api showcasing this, that yes, this is going to be called the Vestige Carbine. And you can see how wildly different this carbine looks from your traditional carbine that we've had throughout the entirety of the Halo franchise. And honestly, I'm kind of down for it. This thing looks beefy, it looks powerful, it looks angular and deadly compared to what we've seen traditionally from the carbine. And so I'm kind of up for it. Like, I think it looks awesome. Now, would I like a much more traditional looking carbine like we have for here, say from Halo 3? I would say I would love to see that in the game. Maybe we'll even see it as a microtransaction, which I wouldn't put that past Halo Studios to do that, but it is what it is. But generally, Halo Studios saves these more wild or crazy or just new style of weapons for any kind of microtransactions. This definitely could be part of like that paid tier of the next battle pass, which should be a 50 tier battle pass, as it is going to be the fall update for Halo Infinite, not just another operation. So it could be that this might be just some paid cosmetic, but my assumption that since it's so prominent right now within the initial marketing of the next operation, then I'm assuming that this is going to be what the new weapon model is going to look like rather than some kind of microtransaction. But we have seen the classic carbine in the files for Halo Infinite as well. Let me show you. Which it was found years ago that the original Covenant Carbine model was actually leaked out back in October of 2022 by Halo Leaks here. You can see like, yeah, this is the much more traditional model of the carbine actually in the game in some kind of capacity. Again, I'm not sure exactly how they got these different screenshots, but you can see that the model does exist within Halo. Again, we do remember seeing this Bruta here holding an actual carbine as well, but of course, we never got a chance to actually play around with it within the game, sadly. But though, if we're going to bring the Vestige Carbine, I would be shocked if we don't get the original carbine mixed in there in some kind of capacity. Again, that could be, the Vestige could be part of the, maybe the paid tier. I'd be shocked if it wasn't some kind of paid model of the gun, and maybe this is like the original gun you're going to get for just playing the game. Again, we'll just have to wait and see once the reveal fully comes around, guys, which will be in early August, which it was confirmed within this post that August 5th will be the release date of Operation Shadows. We'll show you guys I likely will have a chance to jump in and test out this content a little early. So if you guys want to catch it early before the actual release of what's going to be coming with this Shadows operation, I'll share with you guys here on the channel. So it really kind of leaves a question, is there going to be room for the Vestige Carbine and the regular carbine? And just looking at this weapon alone, I would say that this definitely feels like it would just pack much more of a punch. My big question is, how is this weapon going to act within the sandbox between, say, the Pulse Carbine, which is more of a rapid fire, short range weapon, and the Stalker Rifle, which is kind of like a carbine, but just hits a bit harder and shoots a bit slower, but also being somewhere unique where the DMR doesn't fulfill what this weapon already does. That's kind of one of the things where the Halo Sandbox, where there can be a little bit of redundancies when it comes to just what weapon does what, because just having like a green laser version of the DMR, I don't think would be very satisfying to the sandbox of Halo Infinite. We'll see how this one plays out. Maybe it rips off shields a little faster, but maybe not so ground health. I just want to see if this weapon actually acts out a bit differently. But I'm saying, like, if it's going to act like a traditional carbine, but look way different, way beefier. I just feel like this would pack much more of a punch. Maybe it's a 3-round burst version. We're not totally sure. Again, I'll share with you guys on the channel once we get some more details about how this Vestige Carbine actually plays out. I just know that I am very excited to see what this weapon does for the Halo sandbox, what it does for Halo Infinite, finally getting a Carbine-like weapon added into the game. Obviously, it's like X amount of years too late. Totally understand that, but I'm just happy that we're getting this stuff even in the first place for Halo, because I think right now, the studio's team is so focused on the next Halo projects, which we're going to get revealed here in October at the HCS event, which I will be at, guys. So make sure to subscribe and follow the channel for that kind of stuff. But I'm glad that this stuff's even happening. They could have just left Halo Infinite's live service experience in the dust, left it to rot right after the release of Season 5. But, they kept up with it. They were still getting new things to do. Yes, it's very Forge focused and things like that. But still, it's something new and interesting to play around with in Halo Infinite, keeping that player base interested and satiated somewhat within the Halo sphere while we wait for the next project to come around, which will likely be at the fall of 2026, as Phil Spencer alluded. An old friend that's been with us since the beginning. I wonder which game he's talking about for that one. And also likely the reveal of the next Halo project coming out probably at the end of 2027. As it was revealed in this recent HCS update blog that we received, I covered on the channel previously here, which gives you a little bit of insight into the future of Halo, saying, so when will official HCS competitions return for the next Halo title? While we look forward to that day, it will not be in 2026. So it's likely meaning that a game like Halo will likely release in the fall, meaning throughout 2026 and most of 2027, there won't be much in the way of competitive Halo, much less Halo games for people to play in a competitive fashion, meaning that Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Remake leak and rumor that we heard talking about it being a campaign-only experience kind of lines up to be the case, because if there was going to be a multiplayer for Combat Evolved Remake, you would think that we would have had it at least to have like some form of competitions happening for the CE remake of that multiplayer for at least a year, kind of like what they tried to do with MCC before the release of Halo 5. But again, this is different times, different people in that charge of things when it comes to Halo now, so we'll see how it all plays out. And with this esports update, removing Halo Infinite, or just not having Halo Infinite as like the main game for HCS competitive Halo, makes you think that the live service for Halo Infinite, the support of new content, new updates coming around every 3 months or so, is starting to wind down. We're starting to kind of phase out Halo Infinite. Now I'm kind of curious about how Halo Infinite's multiplayer will work along with Combat Evolved and Remake. Again, I'm getting a little sidetracked right now with this conversation, but it's all kind of tied in together, because I do feel like we are starting getting towards the end of the life of Halo Infinite. But anyways, guys, I'm going to definitely keep you guys up to date with anything that comes up with this new weapon, the new update coming here on August 5th. And so if you guys want to know more about Halo and everything coming forward, make sure you give a like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.